This is just a quick video on how to get your GitHub account set up on a Windows machine. I already did one for the Mac, so just following up with Windows. So a lot of you guys probably already have this set up, especially if you were using a laptop in class. But if you're on a new machine and you need help getting set up, we're going to go over it now. So first thing we need to do, obviously, is download the GitHub Desktop app. So you can open Chrome or another browser and just Google GitHub or GitHub Desktop. If you Google GitHub Desktop, skip the ad. This first link will take you there. You can download for Windows, click Keep. And once that's done, you can click on it to set it up. So it created a shortcut on the desktop, so if you want to leave that there, that's useful. You could also pin it to the taskbar. And once it opens up, we don't need this anymore, I'll close that. So you just sign into your account with your username and password. And you can just verify the information and click continue. And so if you're first signing in, you will not see any repos set up, so you can clone a repository from the web, or if you have your repo already on your desktop or somewhere, you can click add an existing repository. I don't have the class repo, so I'm just going to click clone. If you're in one of my MMP classes, your repo name probably starts with MMP. I have a few here, obviously. I can just choose one. I'll try MMP 350. And then you can see the local path by default is in OneDrive documents, which, you know, if that's what you're used to, that's fine. But I prefer to put stuff on the desktop. So I'm just going to click location and go to desktop and select the desktop. So choose desktop and select folder. So now you should see the local path is desktop and then MMP 350. And so I'm going to click clone, and then we should see there's the folder showing up on the desktop. So that looks good. Once you have it open, if you have Sublime or another text editor installed, it should try to detect that. So I can click open in Sublime Text, and it'll open it up in my Sublime Text editor, ready to go. So that's convenient. You can also click show in Explorer to see it in the Windows Explorer. So there's the folder and then the files inside of it. And then you can also click view on GitHub. It's going to ask you to choose a browser. So let's go to Chrome. And so there you can see your files on GitHub. And so if you make some changes, do some updates, and then make a commit and push to the origin, you can always go to view on GitHub. If you need to get the URL, you're not going to see it unless you're signed in. So you could create it just by using the username .github.io and then whatever the repo link is. So if it's MMP 350, it would be MMP 350. Obviously for another course like 210, it would be 210, and for 310, it would be 310. So whichever class you're in, just go ahead and fill that in there. So if you are signed in, I'm going to try signing in. So then you can go to the settings, and this is where you can scroll down to GitHub Pages, and you'll find the link there. So if you don't want to create the link just by typing it in, you can always click there and look at your project's landing page. One last thing is if we lose the repo, so I'm just going to delete this repository just as an example. So if you lose the repo, or if you put it in a different folder or something like that, when you go back to GitHub, you're going to see this can't find MMP 350. So if you think it's still on your computer, click locate. If you're not sure, just click clone again, and it'll download it right there. And then you'll be good. If you do like set it up in the wrong place, like you put it in the documents folder or something like that, and then change it, you can fix it. So let's say I had it. Let's just delete this. So I'm just going to remove this, clone repo. So let's say I did a different one, but I used the default document GitHub folder. Okay, so that's how you might have set it up by default. But let's say later you were not sure where it was, so you went to Documents and GitHub, and then dragged it onto the desktop so you could see it. Okay, so then when you go back to GitHub, now it can't find it. So if you can see it, it's on your computer, just click Locate and go to the desktop and choose the project folder and then select folder, and then it'll find it in there. So that's how you can reconnect it if that connections get lost for some reason.